Okay, so hi. Um, this is my first attempt at doing a live video of my journal entry. Um, it's clear to me that when you read what I write, you read it with your own intonation, your own voice, and when I write, I have my energy that um, brings into the field so that there's passion. So what I'm doing here is an experiment, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, I'm gonna put my glasses on so I could see. So here we go. BJ, who's a friend that I met in Chicago about 5 years ago, called me when she arrived in Sedona, and we met for breakfast, and we had a magical conversation. Every time I interact with BJ, I just feel uplifted. I feel as if my whole being has taken on a different persona, a new persona, more expansive persona. So BJ and I were talking about consciousness and where it takes us, and how our consciousness leads from one thought to the next. And BJ talked about how we had all of us as a we experienced our lives from December 2012. I, for one, am thrilled that 2013 is complete. Looking back, seeing what had occurred, what occurred in your life. How are you taking care of yourself? BG told me that the Maya say, if one isn't living what they were born here to do, the body will get sick. Well, guess what? I haven't been living my passion, and in April of 2013, my body, mind, and spirit decided to shut me down. Waking up that morning in April, not being able to get out of bed, my body indeed shut down. I live in my world through observation, observing how my body moves, what it is capable of. Truly, my body, as your body, is capable of just about anything it puts its attention on. And Ian would say, what you pay attention to, you become conscious of. The attention I put onto my body was seeing how quickly I can get myself back to total balance. Percentage-wise, right now, I'm at 90%. Proud of me for sure. Doing Qigong daily, walking, making sure I move around more than I sit. I have a quote here from Pope Francis, and he says, "It is not a good strategy to be at the center of a sphere. To understand, we ought to move around to see reality from various viewpoints. We ought to get used to thinking." What's going on here? Like I said, we're playing with this, so I think I'm. Oh, thank you. I got Gary here. He's my coach. Pope Francis speaks about understanding, to move around. It's wonderful to understand. Yet what is it that you do with the understanding? When I hear someone tell me, I know, I understand, yet how I view their actions seems there's a contradiction to the words used. There are times when understanding truly is the booby prize. To get the most out of my life is being the observer, the witness of, not the prisoner of. When I get caught up in my personal drama, which is easy to do in this 3D world, seeing, feeling as though everything that arrives is the truth. I've only witnessed one side of the story, and I'm the one who made up the story in the first place. Whatever occurs in my world is viewed with gratitude, giving thanks for what I have. Putting energy into what I don't have is insane thinking. I see no point in putting my energy onto anything that disrupts my soul's purpose, and yet this is exactly what I do. I hadn't been walking my talk. If I had, my body wouldn't have shut down. Residing on Mother Earth at this time, watching, seeing, feeling all of her emotions, being the caretaker of Mother Earth, Father Sky, Grandpa Sun, the entire collective that fills me, fills us. Please create a checklist covering every aspect of your life from December 2012 until this present moment. Here's mine. We're a part of it anyway. Definitely would take probably 200 pages to fill mine. So emotionally, 2013, I experienced deep sadness, missing my family in California. I arrived there in November. So for 5 weeks, my emotional body was refilled. I checked my family dipstick. It was empty. It was time to refuel. Physically, for a little over 3 months, April through July, all I could do was surrender. Little by little, I was able to move around with less effort. I'm in total gratitude for having Melanie and Gary here to take up the slack. The chores I had been doing was turned over to others. Then I felt guilty for not holding up my end of taking care of the house. They were so gracious, so generous. I cried every day. Spiritually, there were times when I became so angry, filled with frustration. I would tell anyone around me that my advice is to not talk to me. If I could get away from myself, I would. Then there were those lucid moments when I felt my prayers were being heard and answered, feeling calmer, centered. This roller coaster I was on felt at times that it left the tracks. It was free falling. Who I had been until April 13th felt solid, stable, centered. I've taken a fall, getting myself up, brushing myself off, having my daily gratitude acknowledgement for having this day to experience. I don't have plaques hanging on my wall, nothing that tells you what a wonderful life coach I am. When I was in my early 20s, people would talk about what college they went to. Some would ask me, what college did you go to? College of hard knocks. I was a quiet child, didn't want to upset anything or anyone. I learned everything from being an observer, listening, paying attention how others spoke, what kind of response was given. Being the youngest of 3, my sister and brother made my life easy. I watched what they did, how mom and dad responded to their actions. When they received praise, I stored that info in my sacred place. If they did something that created upset, this also got stored. Easy, really easy. I asked myself, what am I committed to? I'm committed to being of service. This continues to be the highlight where I shine the most. Friends, family come to me, knowing they feel safe speaking with me, wanting to hear something, anything that could bring peace of mind to the situation they put themselves in. There's a collective feel-good around this. One thing that would assist at this time is getting this thing together so I could read it, is for an exchange of energy. When I go to the supermarket, they want some kind of exchange, the green stuff we call money. In order for me to bring food home, I must give them something in exchange. Green stuff. We know that there's no real value in the currency we carry around. It's all in the agreement we've made that continues to have us fill the tank with petrol, fill our bellies with food, and our glasses with water or wine. So while we're playing this game, the green stuff means I either eat or not. 2014, this is our year. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I know in my heart if Ian were here in his physical body, he would have brought forth a new paradigm for living our lives in these times of the most extraordinary changes we've ever experienced. It's time to relax, to allow Source to be our guide, to accept every breath as the gift it is, to acknowledge yourself for being the clearest, calmest, generous, courageous you've ever been, and share these loving feelings with everyone, everything that crosses your path. Smile. Share your joy as you do whatever task that resides in this moment. When we remember that there isn't any strangers out there, you will have more fun than you've ever felt. The other day at the supermarket, I was standing in front of the spices, and this beautiful man was standing there, and he was paying attention totally to the spices, not to me. So I asked him, "What spice are you looking for?" He said, "I'm looking for salt." I asked him if he had used pink Himalayan salt. He said no. I suggested he might just enjoy it. Better than the white salt. I use them both, but I like the pink Himalayan salt. At that moment, we were totally engaged. For the next minute or two, we were kin. It was beautiful. It's a quote from Eckhart Tolle. Is your doing surrendered or non-surrendered? This is what determines your success in life. Not how much effort you make. Effort implies stress and strain, needing to reach a certain point in the future or accomplish a certain result. So what result are you looking for in 2014? I know what I'm looking for. Total contentment, total life, total joy, at all times, for always. Blessings to you. I love you. Thank you. Till the next time. So